In the last episode, we had some pretty awesome campsites as we were heading off to BC. We stopped at Mount Robson, because man, you can't beat the views there. And we ended up visiting the ancient forest. Man, what an incredible place. We ended off that day spending the night at 10 Mile Lake, visiting with some family, and having a really, really great night. Nice, beautiful Sunday morning, and we had a good sleep out at the campground here. Met up with my brother-in-law, sister-in-law last night, so that was kind of cool. They kind of met us out here, so we wanted to have a good central spot. And now we're heading out to Barkerville. So Barkerville is, if you haven't heard about Barkerville, it's an old gold mining town. It's been recreated a little bit, but has some really cool sights to see. So we are off to Barkerville this morning. Beautiful drive out there. If the passes are open, we're gonna take the mountain passes that go in and around and kind of go through the back way to come back down into the highway again. That's if they're open. We'll see. I guess we'll find out when we're out there, but beautiful morning. Time to go get a coffee and hit the road and go see some cool stuff today. So after a fueling stop in Quesnel, it was off to Barkerville. The trip from 10 Mile Lake to Barkerville was just a little bit over an hour. It was a beautiful trip, taking you through some really, really untamed wilderness. You gotta remember, this is where a lot of people's fortunes were made and lost. This is gold country. Just before you get to Barkerville, there's a little spot called Wells. We decided to drive through it. As we were driving through, it was pretty awesome to see the unique heritage buildings. They take good care of these. They preserve them, restore them, and they are definitely worth checking out. Wells has a pretty cool history. It was originally built as a company town for the Fred Wells gold quartz mine in the 1930s. It was a pretty major center. It had 2 hockey teams, a golf course, a baseball team, and a horse racetrack, as well as a world-renowned ski hill. Not bad. Used to have a population of over 4,000 people in the 1940s. From Wells to Barkerville, it's only about another 6-kilometer drive. So we headed off to Barkerville. Barkerville is a ghost town that is absolutely steeped in history. There's more than 125 heritage buildings still here. But the history of Barkerville is something that is very, very intriguing. Did you know Barkerville was one of the largest areas north of San Francisco at the time? It was a big deal. Barkerville was named after Billy Barker. He struck gold there in 1861, a lot of gold. And of course everybody heard about that, and Barkerville was built almost overnight. People would come from all over the world to try and find their claim and their amount of gold in that area. By the mid-1860s, Barkerville had a population of approximately 5,000 people. It is estimated that because of Barker's discovery, that there has been almost 5 million ounces of gold that were recovered from the Caribou gold fields. Of the 5,000 people that were there, almost 3,000 of those were of Chinese descent. They were a very big part of Barkerville life. They had a number of businesses, including the Kwong Lee Company of Victoria. It was a general store that sold groceries, clothing, hardware, mining tools, and basically pretty much anything you needed to get set up out there doing your gold mining and prospecting. In 1868, Barkerville was tragically destroyed by a fire that spread really quickly through the wooden buildings. Even though the fire did so much destruction, Barkerville was on par to rebuild. Within 6 weeks, 90 buildings had been rebuilt, boardwalks were improved, and the narrow, winding main street was widened and straightened. Make sure you like and subscribe. In the next episode, I go and visit a couple of my cousins. We do some epic camping. We also do some back trail exploring, trying to figure out kind of where some of these trails went. And we drive over a couple of vehicles. Yeah, that was really fun. Make sure you don't miss it.